So every year around this time, my parents and I used to drive down to Long Beach to this store that specialized in Norwegian goods and also goods from Sweden and Holland and any other country in that general area. But it was mainly Norway. Pretty much, I would say 90% of the goods were from Norway. And the reason why we went down there every December was to get this one particular product. It was called Mills Caviar, and caviar was spelled with a K. And it is a smoked cod roe paste. Man, I love that stuff. I still love it to this day. You go on Amazon and you can't buy it because it's usually out of stock. But unfortunately, some of the people do give it bad reviews saying that it's too strong. But to me, it is pure ambrosia. I love that stuff. And unfortunately, that store went out of business. And for years, we couldn't get any. We looked high and we looked low. And this is actually before we had the internet, mind you. Um, just could not find it. Now, there's this place in Torrance called Alpine Village. And it's one of those old world things that specializes mostly in German goods, but also goods from other countries. But again, it's mostly German. And they happen to have some products from Norway, but they did not have Mills. They instead had Kalles. And I know that on Amazon, Kalles has higher ratings and you can actually get it. But to me, it's not as good. It's not strong enough. That being said, we made a trip down today in hopes because one time down there, we found Mills instead. And all we could find, folks, and it's not even the plain, it's the dill. I've had the plain. I've never had the dill. So I'm going to have the dill for the first time on camera for you guys. If you notice that the tube has already been used, that's because my mom couldn't wait. I said to her, I want to do it on camera. But no, she had to go and open it, which I don't like. I wish she would have waited a few minutes because I prefer to open the things on camera for you guys. So you know for sure I haven't had it. Now, like I said, I've had the plain before. I've never had the dill. I swear it on Molly. I swear it on my dog over there. That's Molly Weasley. Who and already the Mills is kind of a bright orange, you know. I looked up Mills on the internet once, found their company. Their entire site is of course in Norwegian. And I tried emailing them because the only way I could get Mills was to order it through another website, and 2 tubes cost me as much as a case used to cost us because it came packed in dry ice and it was shipped from England, of all places. Um, they never answered. So, yeah, if you're Norwegian and you know anybody who works for Mills, can you please say that there is a whiny American in California who really wants some Mills? If you see it, the Kalles is just really pale. I mean, because I know the lighting in my room is not good. Look how pale that is. And it doesn't have that yummy smoked smell. I don't normally like smoked things, but I love smoked cod roe paste. So I know I'm going to be in a world for disappointment, but it's better than nothing, right? It's okay. It doesn't have that yummy, strong smoked taste. It's very weak. If I was to compare it with spicy foods, I would say this is a jalapeno, and Mills is a Carolina Reaper. The dill makes it a little bit better. The plain was very bland and boring. The dill makes it a little bit better. I'll give it that. But I'm sorry, guys. Mills is better than you. All right, you're good, but this is basically the difference between, say, um, a Barry Manilow impersonator and the actual Barry Manilow. Because there is such a thing as a Barry Manilow impersonator. There's an impersonator for everybody. You can just see the disappointment on my face. I mean, the Mills, when I was a kid, because we'd buy it by the case, obviously, I've always been a big eater. Um, a lot of this is actually from medical problems like polycystic ovarian syndrome and anemia and tons of allergies, all of which can slow down your metabolism. But I do, I eat. Before I knew that I had all these medical problems, obviously, one of the ways I dealt with the depression of being fat was just to eat more. Um, and I still wonder to this day how different my life would be if the doctors would have realized I had all these medical issues. You know, maybe I'd be thin now, but that's beside the point. So obviously, always been the kind who eats, and I used to sneak tubes of the Mills caviar. I would look for an unopened tube, and I'd sneak off with it, and I'd hide, and I'd open it up and put the end in my mouth, and just sit there until that tube was as empty as could be, until it was flat. Then I'd get a pair of scissors and I'd cut it open to get the last little bit. Oh, I miss Mills. Anyway, that's the stuff which is just not strong enough for me. I mean, it's good. I won't say that it's bad. I'll eat it. It was expensive, but yeah, Mills is better. I miss you, Mills.